Alright, we got a Honda in the shop and it needs new door checkers. Door checker? What the heck is that? Isn't that the person that greets you at Walmart? Anyway, let's go fix something. This is what we're working on today, a 2009 Honda Civic LX. Alright, here's the door checker right here. What does it do? Well, basically it keeps our door open like this. Now, of course, we're parked flat in the shop, but if we were on an incline and the vehicle was parked up like this a little bit, like a driveway or a street or something, this door would close on you. It won't stay open, which, you know, it can be annoying. You know, the thing closes on your legs when you're trying to get out and stuff like that. So definitely nice when they're actually working. So it's pretty common for these to go out on these Civics. So we're going to be replacing both the front ones. So we're going to replace the front left one and the front right one over there. Now, you can replace just one of them, or you can replace 2, 3, or 4. It depends on what you want to do. Now, of course, we're just going to replace the 2 front doors. And so here's our part numbers for those. Hopefully you can read it. I know there's a little bit of a glare there, and this one's all kind of crackled up. But I went ahead and actually wrote them out so you can read them better. Now, you may find there's a couple different part numbers for these. Typically, this one, well, the way I wrote it out, this one right here will be US or Canadian produced parts. So you can see this one is from Canada, so is this one. So those are going to be our top part number right here. That's what we have. The other one, those are going to be coming out of Japan, and they're usually more money. So if you can find these, they're going to be cheaper. But hey, these might be better made. So if you're going to do the rear ones, same thing. I wrote the part numbers out for you. Same thing. These are the US Canadian ones. These are going to be the Japanese ones, like that. So if you need to do the rear, there's your part numbers. But we're only doing the front today. Alright, the procedure to do this job is the same for all 4 doors. In fact, it's pretty much the same for all the Hondas you're going to come across. And we got a bolt right here, and we got 2 bolts right here. But part of our door checker is actually inside of our door panel. So our door panel's in the way, so we have to get it off in order to get to our door checker and get it replaced. And although I am doing both sides, I'm just going to record this side over here. Now, because I'm going to have the doors open for a bit, I went ahead and turned off our interior lights. Alright, first thing we'll do, clear our door panel. Looks like that's everything. Alright, we got to pop this out. I'm just going to use a trim tool like this. Typically, I can get under here and just kind of work it and pop it up a little bit, and it'll pop up just like that. We just don't want to pop or pry on this side because we got a little clip over there right here that we don't want to break. Now we just got to unplug things. Alright, we got 2 plugs we have to get, so we can grab that one and come on and get that one out. So now our switch is out. Alright, we got a screw right there. We'll use a number 2 screwdriver and go ahead and pop it out. Alright, now we got to get this little cover off right here. So there's a little tab. We just have to, usually you got to touch it and then it pops out because it's held in on this side and then this little spring-loaded guy on that side. But try not to break them. Alright, now there's a screw right there. We can just reach past the door handle and get that. Alright, now Honda likes to put this clip back in here. It really doesn't do a lot once we put this screw in, but to get it out, you're supposed to press in the center till it locks in about right there. And then this thing will pop out, but you see how it's recessed down in there. It's really difficult to get out. Now we can leave it there and just pop the door panel out a little bit, and usually this will pop out, but sometimes if you do that it breaks, or you can try to reach in there and pry it out. But either way, you take a chance on breaking these. Or we can just do that. And the clip is broken, but I do have new ones. Alright, now we have to pop our door panel out, and there's a little bit of a lip right there, so it can be difficult to get under there. But we just have to get the pry tool up under there like that and try to pop it out. Just like that. And then once we get it started, then you can usually get your fingers in there and start popping it out like that. And we just want to work all the way around. And once it's loose like that and kind of just hanging up here, we know we got it. Now, we have a couple of cables that are running right here. I don't want to disconnect them. A lot of times they will break if you try to disconnect them, just like our plastic clip. All this plastic stuff out here, at least out here in the desert, it likes to break. So I try not to disconnect these if I don't have to. And so we only need to get over here. So we'll take the door panel off, and I'm just going to set it right here. And so we'll just put a rag down right there, or wherever, probably right there. So we can set our door panel right there, and we will leave it connected. All right, now we should be able to just lift it up and just set it down right there, just like that. That's all we have to do. All right, I just set it on the rag so we don't scratch up our door panel. And if we peek back right here, you can see where our cables are. And as long as we just let it sit there just like that, we're not going to hurt it. All right, to access our door checker, we're definitely going to have to reach back around inside this door panel. So we can do it one of two ways. We only need to reach about right here. So we can go through the speaker area. We would have to remove the speaker to do that, but this is an aftermarket speaker. I'm not going to do that on this one. Or we can pull our vapor barrier back, and that's what I'm going to do. So let's see if we can pull this out. We just got to pull this little rubber plug out. Whoops, and drop it just like that. And pull this back. So that's all we need to do. We can just kind of go like that. So at least out here, this stuff doesn't stay too sticky. It's just tacky enough where it holds this on, but it's not so bad that it makes a mess, at least out here. And that's nice, because a lot of models I work on, this makes an absolute mess and I have to end up cutting it. So at least for me on this one, I can pull it back easy. And there's the other part of our clip. All right, because we're going to disconnect that door checker, the door is going to want to move. So I just put a jack stand right here, obviously with a rag so we're not doing any damage, but that'll hold our door still so it won't move. All right, now we'll go ahead and loosen up these two bolts right here, just a 10mm socket. I'm using a 1/4" ratchet because these are not on there very tight, or at least they shouldn't be. So we'll just crack them loose. That feels pretty good. All right, now we got to get this one. Now, these bolts are held in with thread locker, and sometimes they can be like rusted in place and just be really crappy to remove. So be careful removing these. The threads on the back side are welded on. So if you break the welds on there, then, well, you're probably not going to get it off, and this thing is always just going to be loose. So you don't want to do that. But I'm going to use an impact wrench to pop this free to help me out. And there we go, just like that. You can see the thread locker on there. Alright, sometimes we can wiggle that around and help loosen up these bolts, because they can be bound up in there. And now we should be able to just reach around, pull it out, but we're going to have to twist it a little bit to get it through like that. And there we go. All right, always a good idea. Take your new part, make sure it matches our old one. In this case it does, but the difference is this piece right here is in a different position than our old one. So we need to get this piece down here in order to make the install easier. Otherwise it's going to be a pain if we try to install it like this. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We'll put a rag down. And trying not to hurt ourselves, we're just going to press this all the way down. It's going to be a little tight in certain areas. Like right there, that's really tight. But all we got to do is keep pushing it all the way down. Come on. Like I said, it can be tough. There we go. Got it. But if you don't do that, you're going to have to try to do it on the door, and it's even harder. All right, we'll just take our new door checker and kind of straighten that out. And then we'll just fish it through. Remember, we got to kind of turn it and twist it a little bit to make it get through. And then we can get our bolts started, if I can see them at all. All right, that top one is started. And the bottom one is started. All right, now this bolt, we got to put a little bit of blue thread locker or Loctite, just a little bit, just a drop. Whoop, that was way too much. So we will just dab that off right here. That looks like it's all right. Most of it got on my glove, but we just need a drop right there. All right, we'll go ahead and get our bolt installed. There's a locator pin right there. Not sure if you can see it right there. So that kind of helps us get it in place like that. But we just get it in place and then get this started by hand. That feels pretty good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and tack this down. All right, we'll get these two bolts snugged up. Now, Honda doesn't list any torque specs for this vehicle, at least this model year. But for vehicles where they do have service information on replacing these, it's pretty universal that these two bolts are between 5 and 7 foot-pounds, and then this one is always 21 foot-pounds, and they want you to put thread locker on there. So we're just going to get these snugged up, and then we'll double check the torque on that and make sure it's 21. I'm not worried about torquing these two down to, you know, 6 or so foot-pounds. We just want to get it snugged up. There, that's good. Now, I do want to make sure that this one is 21 foot-pounds, so we'll go ahead and double check. All right, 21 on the money. All right, the door is nice and stiff now, so we don't need our little jack stand anymore. All right, I found where that flew under the vehicle, so let's go ahead and get this back into position. Try to tack it back where it was. And put this in here like that. All right, I'm just gonna take the door panel, drop it back into place, and fish our wiring up through the opening right here. We want to make sure that it drops down into place over there. And if we did it right, everything should line up. All the clips should line up. And so, and our hole right here for the screw. So, looks like we're lined up. We can go ahead and snap it all back in. All right, we'll get that screw back into place. Now remember, we're just screwing it into a plastic little retainer, so we don't want to crush it down. As soon as it stops, that's it. All right, now we'll go ahead and get our electrical connectors back into place and get this snapped in. Now remember, we got this little hook over here, so we need to come back a little bit like that and then go this way. And then we can kind of snap it down into place. Just make sure all the gaps should look good all the way around. If you have a gap back here or right here, then it didn't snap in right. All right, why do we want to snap this in first before we put our clip or our screw in? Because you take a chance on dropping them down in there, and then you got to fish them out. And the way you fish them out is you got to pull the door panel off. So we don't want to do that. Ask me how I know that we should probably snap this in first, because we'll lose a screw. Yep, I've done it. And remember, same thing, it's just plastic. So once it snugs up, that's it. Don't crush it. All right, now for this clip. So here's what it looks like installed, of course, or the way it's supposed to look. And I'm not sure if you can see it, but right there, it's a little ledge or something that this clip sits on. So obviously, when it's like that, this is flat. And then when you push it where this is even, it sits right there. And then when we push it in just a little bit, then this goes back down. And that's how it's supposed to work. And then when it's like that, you can usually reach in there. I have that curved little hook or pick that I use, and just pulls it right out easily. But what can happen is sometimes these get jammed in there, and a lot of times it's because this happens. this thing gets put in crooked, and that usually happens when one or more of these legs are broke off. So it gets jammed in there like that, and so when you push it in, this is still raised up, and so it's not going to come out like that. So when that happens, I just punch it out like that and pull it, and then we know we're replacing it. So in this case, we do have a brand new one. That's what our new one looks like, just like that. This one, it came in this kit, but you can buy these individually also. I have no idea what kit this is, but this is where it came from, and that's the actual OE part number if you wanted to buy one from Honda. Alright, so I'll just pop this piece in first. See if I can do it with you guys right here. Just like that. And we'll just get our centerpiece in. Alright, we'll get this snapped back into place. Of course, we put this side in first and then snap it in. Make sure it snaps into place. Alright, let's double check our work. Make sure our door panel's secure. We're going to have to test to make sure everything works. We got to roll down the windows. Our door checker looks good. Let's make sure it's actually checking the door. Alright, look at that. It definitely didn't stop like that before. So that's good. So yeah, it's got that indentation right there. And then where's the other one? Right there. And all the way open. And yeah, it's nice and secure. I mean, that's much stiffer. This thing would just kind of free float wherever it wanted to go. I probably should have showed that, but I think we got a confirmed fix. And the passenger side is also replaced, and it was exactly the same. So if you need to do any of the 4 doors, it's the same thing. Pull the door panel off, 3 bolts, and Bob's your uncle. Well, that's how you replace a door checker on a Honda. And of course, I didn't break the clip on the passenger side, only the side that I recorded for YouTube. That's how it goes. And as always, if the video helped you out, you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.